What's up, you guys? This is your boy Steven Spielburn, the host of the show CineMistakes. We take some of Hollywood's hottest films and we absolutely burn them to the ground, okay? And I hate to do it to it, but today we're at the Toretto house, and that's because we're putting Fast X on the Skewer Stick. I'm not allowed to drink this, I'm scared.
These are the top 5 mistakes in Fast X. The first reason why Fast X makes absolutely no sense is, the hit point ratio was way off. If those of you don't know, there's a point system in the Fast and Furious movies where everything that they do counts for different points. Headbutts, punches, kicks, rolling, falling, like lifting up big cars and body slams and stuff like that. Every character has hit points, and so they all even out. And then Vin Diesel always comes out slightly on top. He is the GOAT. And the hit point ratio was way off in this. You know that people on DraftKings bet tons of money on the hit points in these movies. Why would you mess up the hit point ratio? Do you not want people to make money? Well, if someone has taken all the money they've saved up from all their birthdays every year and they betted on this movie and you absolutely screwed it up for them, doesn't that piss you off that the hit point ratio is so off that person would have lost all their money, all their birthday money for all their times that they've been alive? Plot hole identified. If you're betting on the hit point ratio in this, you're gonna lose. The second reason why this movie makes absolutely no sense is that Ludacris is not a nerd. Ludacris is badass, okay? What happened to him? You remember Ludacris in Too Fast, Too Furious? He was living the life. He had women around him, beachfront property. He was making crazy jet skis, running all kinds of races. He would have never even touched a computer all the time. Now, he's been relegated to being this computer nerd in every single movie. He doesn't even drive in Fast X. Ludacris is never behind the wheel of a car in Fast X, at least from what I can remember. He's just on the computer all the time, we gotta connect the hard drive to the fast drive, and we gotta connect the SD card to the keyboard and whatever, blah, 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 and oh no, we've been hacked and blah, blah. Why does he care about this? He is way too cool. He did Chicken and Beer album. He body slams someone one time and that's it, which is probably 2 points. The coolest thing he does in this is he fights Tyrese Gibson and they're saved by Pete Davidson. Plot hole identified. We need Ludacris back in FUBU suits, driving cars again. The third reason why this movie is terrible and terrifying is that the giant rolling ball is way too messed up. Hollywood can do a lot of scary things. And look, I like scary movies. I liked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. I like scary movies, but the giant rolling ball is way too much. I'm a manager at Lids. One time I took all my employees on an employee outing to Bolero, and I was sort of telling everyone I'm a bowling prodigy and everything I bowl is a strike. I rip a ball down the lane. It hits one pin on the side, and so I'm like, well, that's not right. So I go down there to investigate the ball, and then the claw machine comes down, and it grabs my arm, right? It's like, and I'm yelling for help. I'm like, help, 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 help. And my whole team at Lids is pretty much acting like they can't hear me or see me, and they just start rolling balls down there so fast. It's almost like they're not even trying to get strikes or anything. They're just slamming these balls down the lane, and I'm just getting annihilated. Then all of a sudden the Galaxy Bowling starts and it's like an hour goes by and no one has called the fire department yet to come help me, and they haven't shut anything down. Other people come around and they start joining in. They're throwing bowling balls at me, and that was last year. And all I do is dream about giant scary rolling balls. Plot hole identified. Giant rolling balls are traumatizing. The fourth reason why Fast X makes no sense is that John Cena is bald. Oh, John Cena has hair. Oh, he's got a beautiful head of hair. He's Peacemaker and all that stuff. Not for long. He's a bald king in the waiting, in the making, and that should have been accepted in this film. I went to WrestleMania and I saw on the screen when I was in my nosebleeds, I saw that freaking bald spot in the back of his head, and I cried tears of happiness when I saw that shit. He's gonna be a bald king pretty damn soon. Just give it a year or so. The Fast and Furious franchise took that away from him. They killed his ass before he could achieve true bald glory. The Fast and Furious franchise, probably the number one thing it's known for is bald king representation. Vin Diesel, Tyrese Gibson, The Rock, Jason Statham. Big deal for us bald guys. And John Cena should have been there. There should have been a moment where John Cena sees the bald spot in the back of his head and he decides, F it, I'm gonna shave today, I'm not going back. He starts shaving his head, and then The Rock is there, Statham is there, Vin Diesel is there, Tyrese Gibson is there, they're all there, and they're cheering him on. They're like, you don't have to go through this alone, man. And he shaves his head, and John Cena shaves it, and they walk out, and they're all bald. It's like the Bald King's Avengers moment, and they killed him before he could get that moment. And that's messed up. Plot hole identified, John Cena was killed before he could get Bald King glory. The fifth biggest mistake in Fast X is that Dom Toretto's son is a savant. Dom Toretto's son is probably one of the most talented people I've ever seen in my life. He's like 12 years old. He can fix cars, do crazy donuts, fix cannon cars. He can probably build a transformer if he really wanted to. He's not fazed by terrorism. He's not fazed by being dropped out of a plane or being kidnapped or almost killed. He's not fazed by any of that. He never cries once in the whole movie. I cried all the time growing up. This kid never cries at all. This kid is truly a wonder of humanity. And it's all because clearly of what Dom is doing. Dom's fatherhood is making him who he is, this tough kid. Honestly, maybe fathers everywhere will watch this movie and realize how big of a deal they are to their kids. This movie is amazing, I think, because you should be able to watch it and see that this is what a father's love can do. Your father's not supposed to leave you and your brother who did DMT to go have a new family in Tampa with super tall, like athletic and muscular sons that are super successful all the time. He's supposed to train you and your brother to be successful and be a good father and love you. So yeah, we're taking Fast X off the Skewer Stick and we're giving it 5 stars for fatherhood. This has been CineMistakes, the show where we roast Hollywood's hottest films and we put them on the Skewer Stick, but today we're actually not putting it on the Skewer Stick because Fast X is an amazing movie about fatherhood. I'm gonna go try and call my father who lives in Tampa with his 2 tall sons, even though he's definitely not going to answer me.